Is this a win for Biden in this first go-round, getting the debate on CNN?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is the Biden camp can claim a W for this. They basically took Trump sort of anytime, any place at his word, and therefore used that to sort of create a situation that's better for him. I will say, however, Trump gets a win here because I don't think his campaign or he ever expected Biden to agree to a debate. And also, I think we all are all winners because I think a presidential debate is exactly what the country needs, because a lot of people aren't watching Trump and a lot of people aren't watching Biden. So being able to nationally see them and compare them from one another, I think is good for everyone. So I think there's a lot of wins around this.
We have some clips of Jake Tapper over the years talking about former President Trump. Let's listen to that.
Mr. Trump's first lie was told just seconds into the night, and the falsehoods kept coming fast and furious. He is running the single most negative, sleazy campaign in American history for a major party candidate. The campaign that Trump and his allies in the media and his members of his family and the Trump allied websites and such are leveling with charges so heinous, I'm not even going to say them. Just nonsense, crap, with no evidence, just completely made up, is so disgusting and so beneath what this election should be.
How do Americans interpret that, Colby? Can they expect impartiality?
Well, I think it's clear that Jake Tapper has, revealed that he does not hold Donald Trump in high regard. Now, some of those comments were specifically about things that, subjectively were questionable. But, the issue goes, like, if you give the debate to CNN, who among their talent is going to be the one who is sort of least impartial? And I think if you look, Jake Tapper probably has the most bona fides. You have to remind yourselves that when he was a White House reporter for ABC, he became something of a conservative darling because he would challenge the Obama White House. Now, over the last 8 years, a lot of the media has sort of lost their minds over Trump, understandably to a degree. But yeah, I think Jake Tapper and Dana Bash will also be under the microscope and will be hard pressed to treat both candidates fairly, because Joe Biden also is one to take sort of liberties with the truth and exaggerations, as is Trump. They're politicians. That's what they do. So yeah, I think it says more about the current partisan landscape. And, it will be fascinating. I suspect Jake will do his very best to try to be unbiased, but who knows? You're already seeing a lot of conservative media pointing out that, saying this isn't fair, gaming the refs, as it were.
The other thing we've got going on here, Colby, is a step away from tradition, right? Having the commission be in charge of the debates. I mean, this is new ground and new parameters being set up around this particular debate on CNN. What do you make of what has been decided on so far? No audience and some of the other things that they'll do.
Well, Trump gets criticized by the left for flouting decorum, and yet it was the Biden camp that sort of dismissed the sort of longstanding tradition, at least since 1987, of the presidential commission. I do love the idea that there's not going to be an audience in the debate hall, and I've argued that should be the case. I mean, sometimes these primaries feel more like pro wrestling intros, like they're just one fog machine away when they introduce these candidates, and I don't think that is conducive to a real conversation. So I do think what they ultimately agreed to and the outlets that they sort of defined that could do this will be better for us, and we'll get way better content, especially the cutting of mics, so that there's not interrupting one another and they can actually have a meaningful dialogue. So I think it's a good thing, even if it's non-traditional.
Zingers are going to happen, right? We expect that, but can we actually get to some substantial debating would be the goal here. RFK Jr., he wants on that stage. There's still the door open for that possibility. How likely do you think that is, and how important might that be?
Well, if I could predict how that goes, I do know that RFK Jr. is the perfect none of the above candidate for a lot of people. And I don't think the 15% polling number is that sort of crazy or unfair. What I think this will do is it will force a real sort of sense of urgency with RFK and his supporters to try to get polling numbers up. So, Is it likely that he'll join the stage? Probably not. Is it impossible? No.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.